I'm going to talk very briefly about the company structure, which is important. So there are two structures that organization run. At the initial stage, what you need is a management team. So let's assume partner A and partner B started a business. What you need at that point is the two of you are now a member of a management team. Every management team is led by a CEO. So if partner A becomes CEO, by the virtue of the qualities or character and competence of the person, partner B may be maybe CFO or CTO. Now, if partner B is very good technically, it should be CTO. Now, the two of you in management team may employ maybe a CFO. You may employ head of HR. You may employ head of sales, right? Those three people with you then form a management team of the company. There is no hard rule to this thing. Two people can be management of a company, three people might be, and depending on the structure that you decide to run, right? So if you have 5 people as management team, that is your management team led by the CEO, and then your key responsibility is to take day-to-day decision to move the organization forward. Yes, the two guys, which is the CEO and the CTO, they are executive director because they are the owner of the company and then they are part of the management team. So I'll flip it over. Let's go to the board. Board may not start from day one. You may want to at least get your product to market and start gaining little traction or start getting revenue before you form a board. Because the role of a board is very supervisory. Board is like what people call accountability partner. So you don't just want a management team to think they are not accountable to some other people. And so the two of them may need to form a board. By the virtue of the fact that they own the stake or the stock of the company, they are already a member of the board. So who do you then, the board is led by the chairman. So who becomes the chairman? There is no hard rule to it. The CEO, the CFO, the CEO, the CTO may also be the chairman of the board. But you know, one of the critical role of the board is to determine the remunerations of the management team. And so if I am the CEO and I'm also the chairman of the board, there is this saying that even a madman, if you allow him to take a portion of things, he will take the larger portion. So the accountability aspect may not play well. And that's why people will say, for public companies that are using public fund, the chairman should be a separate person. Of course, for private company too, some company may adopt it. Some will say, they trust the CEO, he can also be the chairman of the board. And so if you are going by the second rule to say you want to separate, the board has two members, according to the story I'm narrating, has 2 members. Those 2 members are just board members. So you could elect or approach other people with good character to join your board. In this case, you will call them a non-executive director because they are not the owner of the company, but you are calling them because of their experience and then vast relationship and connection that will help your business, and then they can also, be an accountability partner to your management team. So if you go to person A, person B, person C, and you invite them into your board, you can then vote for one person to be the chairman. So if you vote and say, this person is now the chairman, it could even be a non-executive director. But I will also tell you that the more people know about the management of the company, and then the vision and the traction the company is gaining, the more they become interested in becoming part of the company. And so my advice is you have to be very open, because take for instance, if you get to one stage and you need fund to run the company, this set of people are better investor rather than somebody coming from outside. And so if you run into a problem, a situation where you need 500 million to expand, the board chairman, even if he doesn't have a stake in your company, may be, okay, offer me stake, I'm going to give you the fund, because he knows what you have been doing and those things that you've celebrated. And so that's why people pick very good people to be part of their board. Another thing that board has the responsibility to do is to approve some of those budgets, some of those things that management want to do. Other one is to set how shares, how fund should be raised and how shares should be sold. And maybe somebody is not paying for share, how it will be recalled and all of that. So putting people in a group that will see almost everything that will happen to your company should be that you should also extend the hand of fellowship to them. And so board has a tenure. It is not forever. And some company will set it at 2 years, some will set it at 4 years. And so if it's every 4 years, you begin to change who is the chairman of the company. Of course, part of the board is some people who have company secretary. You know, if they have a larger board, they will have maybe a vice chairman. But for young company, all what you need, you can set up a 3-man board member, 4-man board member, and just elect the chairman. Okay? And so this is the way the whole thing runs. Board does not have any responsibility as regarding day-to-day operation. So you can't say a board chairman should determine the price that you are going to set your products, or determine the kind of relationship you need to deepen day-to-day, or decide, you know, how you want to move your team to achieve some certain things. What board will simply do is, at any point you need advice, you can call a member of the board, this is what I'm looking at. And if they will advise, they are only advising you that you have the responsibility to perform under the management structure. And so, some of the company I'm part of, is a personal experience. There is a company I'm part of now that I am not part of the management team. However, I am part of the board. As a matter of fact, I'm even the board member chairman. And I don't own a single stake. So the company approached me to guide them on certain aspects after I made a donation to some of their NGO initiatives. And, you know, they look at some of those competencies and character, and they approach me to be part of the board. Yes, through advice and coaching and guidance, the company had a deal within a very short time that is running to almost 100 of million, you know, in terms of deal size. But that does not mean that belongs to me. So what do I get as a board member? I'm entitled to allowance for sitting. So if I sit maybe 4 times in a year, it will be agreed on my offer that this is what will be given to me. I'm entitled to any other benefits as maybe, you know, as the company may have it, or as it is in the company's policy. I may be entitled to end of the year gift, you know, and all of that. There is no hard rule also to that one. You determine what you want to give the person. You know the contribution of all of the board members, right? Yes, this is exactly the way it runs. All of the things I've said are just my personal opinion. It differs from company to company, but if you must adopt, it is always good to have a board in place, always. Thank you for listening to me. My name is Tolu Davids. Thank you.